If you're a woman over 40 and you feel like the harder you try to lose weight, the more weight you put on, you are not imagining it. And there is something hidden that's going on that we need to talk about. And I'm going to be talking about it on this episode. There are 8 areas that we need to address in order to see weight loss for our over 40 bodies. And it is not to eat less and move more. That kind of strategy is going to actually cause more stress on your body, which is going to lead to weight gain, further metabolic slowdowns. So that advice that is meant for the 20-something, that is meant for the male body, is actually going to harm your over 40, very feminine body. Think of this episode as a master plan. Over the coming episodes, I'm going to do a deep dive into each one of these things so you can walk away with a plan that you can start to implement ASAP. But setting this framework is really going to help you understand the 8 areas that you need to dig into and why losing weight is such a frustrating battle for our over 40 body. Before I dive into today's episode, I want to invite you to join me on February 10 to 11 on a live 2-day workshop. It's going to be on Zoom. We're going to hop on. You're going to be able to unmute yourself and ask questions. And we're going to go through step by step exactly what you need to do. Go to nutritionherway.com/workshop to register. I also have the link in the show notes. Spaces are limited, so you're going to need to register as soon as you can if you know that you're available and you want to join. Oh, and if you can't join live, you will get a replay, so make sure you register anyway. Okay, so let's get into this. The first area that we need to address is our hormones. What hormonal shift are you experiencing? And we need to address that head on because it is very hard to lose weight in a body that is hormonally imbalanced. So let me just very quickly explain what is happening to us in this stage in peri or postmenopause. After 40, after about age 35, our hormones are shifting. So we have all kinds of hormones. We have metabolic hormones, we have reproductive hormones, we have our sleep-wake cycle is managed by hormones. Hormones are like messengers. They're telling your body to do certain things. And after 35, our reproductive hormones start to shift. So it starts at about 35, for some later, some earlier. But essentially what's happening is progesterone is really tanking quickly. Progesterone is our Zen hormone. It keeps us calm. It helps us sleep at night. That's why we start to see some sleep disturbances and we feel a little bit more erratic. We experience more PMS issues as our hormones start to shift. So progesterone is tanking, estrogen is erratic, and then postmenopause, it is declining really quickly. And again, that has repercussions. So this period of shifting hormones is very stressful on our body. And cortisol goes erratic, insulin resistance starts to set in, and we start to put on weight and we start to shift hormonally. So the very first thing that we need to do in order to address the weight loss issue after 40, after 35, is to address our hormonal shifts. You cannot lose weight if you have erratic hormones. And some of the symptoms that happen is we gain weight in our belly, we're experiencing poor sleep, insulin resistance sets in, as I said, our A1C levels will start to increase, our fasting glucose levels will increase. We get thyroid symptoms, maybe our thyroid hormones will start to show up on the test results that our doctor's running. We get bloating, gut issues, hot flashes, food sensitivities, eczema, psoriasis, night sweats. All of the peri and menopausal symptoms will start to kick. And we generally just say, oh, it's just our hormones shifting. There's something that you need, that you can do about it. And that thing translates into weight loss. The second is our metabolism. So very simply, our metabolism is our ability to take food and convert it into energy, utilize it as energy. That conversion process is generally hindered, and we need to address that. Metabolic imbalances are different for everybody. Okay, so It could be as simple as digestive issues, stomach digestion. It could be gut issues, lower gut, large intestine, small intestine imbalances. It could be a sluggish liver, a liver that needs to be supported. So everybody's metabolic symptoms are different, but you'll know that you have metabolic issues if you are having digestive issues, if you have GERD, acid reflux, bloating, food sensitivities, belching, IBS, gut issues like constipation, diarrhea, loose stool. You are having symptoms of your metabolism, your ability to take food and convert it into energy. So that's one area that we definitely need to address. And when we address this area, every single thing shifts in the body. So again, we'll be doing a deep dive into each one of these things. So I'm going to give you very actionable strategies. Right now, what I want you to do is notice which one of these areas could you most relate to? What symptoms are you experiencing to tell you that you have issues in these specific areas? 3, we do need to address our nutrition. We cannot eat like a 20-year-old. This is what happens. We generally want to lose weight, we go on a diet, or we try what used to work. A lot of the ladies that come to me, they're doing their old Weight Watchers program. They're doing a cleanse that used to work for them. They go back to their general healthy eating or diet. Like one of the ladies that really speaks to me, a client of mine, she came to me when she had a really clean diet. I look at her food log and it's super clean. She's got great macros. She's got a great nutritional profile. She's eating really healthy food, but instead of losing weight, she is gaining weight. Now I shift a few things for her, and now she joined me in October. Fast forward 2 months and she's lost 9 pounds. And what we've done is we've just tweaked things. We've made minor shifts and she's now losing weight. So it's both dietary, but we're also addressing her hormonal profile. We're addressing her metabolic imbalances, and we've made small tweaks to her nutrition. And these combined will change everything. So you could be doing all of the right things you feel like, but you're not losing weight. Well, we need to make minor tweaks to your nutrition, and I'll have a full episode. I'll probably have a few episodes doing a deep dive into what nutrition should be looking like. So make sure you're subscribed to hear those. 4, we've got to address the sleep issues because this is a silent metabolism killer. You cannot steal from your sleep. You cannot wake up early and over-exercise. You cannot stay up late and expect your body to release weight. We're actually releasing fat stores in our sleep. We're doing our deep healing work. We're doing our detoxification in our sleep. So I know this is a really tricky one, and you might hear this and you're like, Laura, I just can't sleep at night. I try to sleep, but I can't. Well, we need to address this. This is something that you have to address in order to see your body release weight. It is a game changer. And there are simple things that you can do. There are lots of strategies that you can implement in order to improve your sleep. Because if you're not sleeping well, we know that your hunger hormones are elevated, your satiety hormones are reduced, it worsens insulin resistance, and it does contribute to additional belly fat. So sleep is a critical piece that we need to address in order to see weight loss after 40. 5, we've got to move our bodies. We have to move smart. We cannot kill ourselves in the gym. And we also can't sit around on the couch or sit at our desks and not move and expect our body to release fat. It just doesn't work that way. We need to move our bodies, but it does not have to be crazy. I work out for 20 minutes a day. I do not do more than that. And I'm actually in a place where I'm not even counting my steps anymore. I did for a period of time, but I'm in a place where my body knows how to release fat. And it's all about nutrition. So we need to move our bodies, but in a way that is smart, that doesn't cause additional stress. So movement is a very critical piece, but you got to be smart at it, and you can't follow the rules for the 20-year-old or for the male. Okay, you just can't. Our bodies are wired differently, and it doesn't mean that we're weak. It just means that we're different and we need a unique approach. and we will dig into it in future episodes. Okay, so this next point is really important, and it's where 90% of women actually fail. So pay close attention. Okay, so it's addressing your thought life. If you are consistently saying, my body is broken, I can't change, this is too hard, my body is what it is, and I'm never going to get better, these thoughts are actually causing your body to feel stuck. If you're constantly nitpicking at your body, if you're calling yourself all kinds of names, there's a research, and I can't remember where it was. It was years ago that I read it. There was a study done with women standing in front of the mirror, and they were told to just comment on their bodies. Now, of course, most of them commented negatively and they were nitpicking at their flaws. And they did a before and after test. They tested their cortisol levels before and then after. And every single woman who was nitpicking and stating negative things to her body, her cortisol levels were through the roof. And we know in this stage in our life, our body's really sensitive to stress. And saying nasty things to yourself, speaking negative things, speaking death over yourself is actually going to impact your body physiologically, and it's going to prevent your body from releasing the weight that you want it to release. So watch your words, watch your thought life, watch the things that you are saying to yourself, and try to speak to yourself in a positive voice. I have so much to say about this, but basically watch the stress levels on your body. And are you helping reduce the stress levels in your body by what you're speaking, or are you increasing the stress on your body by what you're telling yourself and what you're thinking about? 7, we've got to address our relationship with food and alcohol. We all have a relationship with food or alcohol. We just do, because when we were born, not so much with alcohol, but when we were born, we were fed by our primary caregiver, generally our mother. Okay, we were nursed or we were held by her and given her a bottle, whatever it was. We have a relationship. We have an emotional connection to food. And you've got to be honest with yourself. How are you relating to food? Is food just food? Or are you getting comfort from it? Are you navigating to it to suppress your emotions to help you deal with the emotions? Are you eating with boredom? Are you eating because it's a reward? What is your relationship to food? And we got to cultivate a healthy relationship, a healthy thought life around food and alcohol. And finally, we've got to address our habits. How are we starting our day? What are the habits that we have? Are the things that we're doing helping us to achieve our goals, or are they hindering us from achieving our goals? Are we staying up late at night and stealing from our sleep? What are we telling ourselves when we're doing that? Oh, this is just my form of relaxing, etc. But do you end up grazing, and do you have this connection to food and watching TV? Is that habit helping you, or is it hindering you? How are you starting your day? Is cortisol soaring first thing, or are you doing things in order to help calm your nervous system and setting yourself up on a path to developing habits that are helping you achieve your goals? So look, trying harder is not the method to losing weight after 40. It's got to be a holistic approach. It's not just nutrition. It's not just exercise. It's not just nutrition and exercise. Our life matters. Setting up a healthy life and an environment that cultivates health is really where it's at. And I'm going to be walking you through this step by step in 2 ways on upcoming episodes, and also on my upcoming workshop, February 10th and 11th. So if you want to register, go to nutritionherway.com/workshop, and I will see you there. I'll see you on the next episode. I would love to hear from you. What's the thing that most resonated with you on this episode? I would love to hear it in the comments.